before we start, can we just warm our hands by giving ourselves a round of applause for being here? Thank you. I'm really feeling cold this morning, but it's all great. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen, once again. My name is Christine Zedek, and I welcome you to the 4th edition of the largest gathering of content creators in India, IndianTelevision.com's The Content Hub 2020. A little more energy, please. Come on. Thank you. We are thankful to all of you for participating in this initiative and being present here today. IndianTelevision.com's The Content Hub 2020 is co-powered by Tipping Point and Z5.
Try to find stories that are exciting to the Indian audience. Also, we look for commercial success.
For great stories from India to be told, it's not just the fantasies, or it's not just all the glossy content that we've seen in Bollywood for so long. It's really the real content, the stories from the Indian soil that people want to watch.
Looking back at that script, it was, as all my scripts have been since then, research mixed with imagination. I wrote it instinctively, and somewhere everything I had learned helped me in the writing. From literature, I had learned about narrative, character, point of view, plots and subplots. In cinema studies, I had watched and analyzed the films of masters, and photography gave me a visual way of looking at the world. While I was writing Salaam Bombay and Mira's apartment in New York City, I got a rejection letter from National Geographic magazine, another turning point.
Chance to make great content without worrying about boundaries, like whether it should be niche or mass, whether it should be regional, and you have loads of case in points. Who would have thought an Israeli show like Fauda is going to travel across, right? It's a different language. It came up as Arabic, Hebrew. It wasn't in the language. It's a different setting. All of that travels. You make a good story, people will find it.
There were a lot of stories that we could have told on television. There are many stories that we couldn't have told on television. I think the digital space gives us that opportunity, which is a story that can be told over 6 hours, 8 hours, which could have never been told on cinema also.
So on TikTok, who are your biggest creators? Some of the people who've really risen from the bottom to the top and who kind of are the stars?
Yeah, so I think interestingly, if you look at the app, it actually promotes and inspires creativity. That's our mission statement: inspire creativity and bring joy. And because of which, I think it's given wings to young creators to fly, showcase their creativity and bring out their art form in many ways than one. And so we've seen the growth of a new content ecosystem, a creator universe which was never there before. We've seen some new names who've come into mainstream.
Directors, you look for experienced people. So what would you advise this little guy, maybe he's 26, 25, or maybe he's 55, he's struggling to get his film out. How do you advise these guys to come to Netflix?
Honestly, we are looking for the best creative talent, and it's not got to do with the name or the background of the creative talent. I mean, just to explain this better to you, this year itself we have 10 new directors who will be working with us. We have 9 new writers who will be working with us. We have 8 women in our as new writers and directors in our slate this year. So, which answers your question to say that we're not just looking at people who got a big name and all of that. It always helps when you have a name, because obviously they come with a certain equity in terms of the way they can shoot the film and the quality that they can deliver. But that's not the reason why we would commission a film. We're definitely looking at new writers. We're hungry for people whom we've not yet discovered. And we really want to work with those people, because those are the people who can come out with, say, a Jamtara or, some of our earlier shows which didn't really have relatively known names and have done wonderfully for us.
Right on stage, the lovely and elegant Anupama Chopra, founder and editor of Film Companion. So please put your hands together for the lovely Anupama Chopra. She's one of my favorite personalities.
Then it needs a context of, as I said, a national history. So how do you find, let's say, equivalent episodes that they have shown in the original film in India seep it in our own history, and then lead it through a personal story of Lal Singh in our case. I think it's one of the toughest films ever attempted. I have to say that. So that's something I can tell you. But at the same time, it's if you see the film, it's very Indian. You know, there is no way when you see the film you will look at it as an adaptation or something which is, you know, a version of. In fact, the feeling I hope that we'll be able to invoke after this is this doesn't look like a film which is not original at all. So it's hugely original. And I think therefore it's a very exciting. I don't think there's been a more exciting project that I've done. I mean, it's rare that you sort of confess that, but I think this one you have to confess simply because of the complexity.
What's it like to work with Amir?
It's like attending university. You are learning all the time, and it's so refreshing because I haven't come across in the entire industry a better listener. So when Aamir Khan is talking to you, he is fully focused on you. I'm telling you, nobody listens better than him. He really takes an input from even a doorknob. So I think that's a phenomenal capability that he's constantly learning. He's constantly thinking, and he's so much sort of invested in all the aspects. So many people, let's say, will involve themselves at a scripting stage, but leave a lot of other things to various other department heads and so on and so forth. This man is in hair and makeup, he's in costume, he's in music, he's in writing, he's in the short. So for me, I've discovered Aamir the AD. You know, I think he's an AD first, you know, and he's a star later. He's got the soul of an AD because he's a technician, you know. And I think that's something which is very humbling to see, and as somebody who's at that stage of success, is such a student and so curious to constantly do something new. So it's been a very refreshing experience working with him.
I'd say that I trained to be an actor. I happened to do comedy first, and it was something that was booming and still is. But I happen to have other skills as well. So I'm kind of working more on those. And I've realized that once you get into an industry, you do well, then you want to like enjoy the things you've got also, you know, and not just like go into a blind hustle. Like I'm the lazy kind of person, so I'm like chilling out and working on things, and I want to act right now. So
worry वो भी होता है ना, out of sight, out of mind.
नहीं इस इंटरनेट पे तो नहीं होता वो. मतलब see, we have our own platforms, no. So if I was a pure actor, yeah, I'd get PR and, you know, put out random pieces like Malika eats coriander and like just random nonsense I do. But fortunately, I don't need to do that.
There's a part of YouTube which you can actually now enjoy ads free, where you pay a monthly fee, and there's also a music app which is kind of rolled into that, right? There are some partners who also can sell their own inventory, right? That's something that we just launched last year in India. So that's another revenue stream, so to speak. Branded content, and the masters of branded content are sitting right here, is a brand or a content brand's ability to go beyond these revenue streams and earn. So obviously we don't earn any of that. That's all their revenues in that sense. We also, and YouTube Originals actually sits within that subscription part at this point of time, but it's also available on the AWOD side. And our philosophy is very simple. We are not, we don't do hundreds of shows. But we basically use YouTube Originals to shine a light back on the creator ecosystem, and we've just done a few experiments. We'll continue to do a few more.
Does it kill the creative freedom of content creators?
No, it's not like that. See, the thing is that
I'm not saying
what happens with creative freedom is that there's also, you know,
it doesn't have to be sex or sleaze or something like that, right?
Say that with great power comes great responsibility. So it comes in that sense.
Yeah.
If you are open to speech, then there is always going to be somebody who is going to be unhappy.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech is, then I have a freedom to protest to your freedom of speech. And it can go on indefinitely.
No end.
So I think these are all phases, you know, this happens. We've had the censor board in India from ever. You know, numerous people have been CBFC chiefs.
It should have actually been the certification board.
Certification board, we call it censor board, see? We don't even call it certification. And there have been numerous CBFC chiefs over the last 30, 40, 50 years. And everyone we've complained about. You know, we always complain about this. So it's a thing. I just think that, you know, self-regulation is tricky. Different countries have figured it out in different ways. I think the US is the most free in that sense, where they can do anything they possibly can. They're also a 200-year-old democracy. They've been, at freedom longer. There are many other countries where there aren't such examples. So I think we are sort of, in a place. But I think people are pushing boundaries. People are finding new ways to, express themselves, of telling different stories, of pushing that envelope, of getting away with things.
This line in a funny way, वो इसमें पढ़ सकती है. जैसे कि नो ये अच्छा मतलब पढ़ सकती है, यानी कि नए बार कुछ पहले शिक्षित है, आज्ञाकारी है और ये आदेश मानती है. So these are the ways that. So my point is कि if there is no irony in the situation that a filmmaker or a writer is trying to portray, then it's very difficult. Then the humor becomes very forced. Exactly. And that itself is a different kind of a comedy which exists and which all these things can coexist with each other. But I personally prefer, and I personally always look for ironies. And I feel that in a country like India, there is no dearth, no shortage of irony. Like
politics, if you really understand it, I mean, if you take a political view of a particular story, and that is what I'm coming down to right now, if you're asking for advice for the younger people. Political view of a situation is where you realize that the individual characters' choices, their decisions, their actions, their behavior is also being influenced, if not governed, by certain larger forces. When I say larger forces, I don't only mean political leadership. I don't mean government alone. I also mean certain attitudes, certain prejudices. What Hansal was referring to in terms of homosexuality and the kind of stuff that the professor suffered, it's because of a larger prejudice which prevails there. If you're looking at a gender equation, okay, there are certain roles that the each gender in the relationship believes that they are supposed to perform, and that choice is actually governed by certain prevalent institutions of traditions, attitudes, and the roles which have been given to you. To take this view is actually the job of a storyteller, I feel.
It was a Muslim social. It was a Muslim social. It was a reinvention of the Muslim social. So if Aligarh was about LGBTQ, I think Shubhmangal Zyada Saudhan was again a newer form of expression of the same story. So we have to look at our stories, our storytelling, and constantly evolve in terms of the way we express, the cinematic expression of the stories. Like Tanaji, I thought was, personal opinion and very unpopular opinion, far more spectacular than Bahubali. I found it more believable, far more enjoyable. I thought Bahubali is vastly overrated.
Love to that. So that's a great thing that also everybody on our panel and what say the toughest things, the most political things, the most socially relevant things, delve into taboo topics, but if you can say it in a form and in a manner that is relatable, something that is acceptable, something that touches the heart, it will soar to the across the 7 seas to the larger audience, and it will reach the maximum number of people. And that's what I think is what comes out from this panel's discussion. Say the toughest things, say it in a way that your grandmother told you. Ensuring that writers get their due say, their due credit, etc., which was not the case before. So yes, Arjun, please.
The important thing, of course, is that you need to have the confidence of the value of your work. Do know that if a writer does not do his job, the other people do not have a job. Okay, so everything is dependent on, and we need to develop this confidence, which the younger generation fortunately is. हमारे ज़माने में तो ये होता था कोई काम मिल गया वही बहुत बड़ी बात है. तो भैया people would be happy to accept whatever it is that the producer was giving. भैया काम दे रहा है, as if नौकरी मिल गई. It's not नौकरी. There is an absolutely fair exchange taking place. You have something which they need, and they are able to offer you something, the producers, which is something which you need. They'll offer you money and make sure that your work is made. You are the person who's actually giving them that work so that they hold on to their jobs. Okay. So you need to have that confidence. And SWA is a good body to reference, to go and consult. We're trying our best to ensure that the acknowledged value of writing should definitely go up.
having a voice in current times is, I think, one of the most important things to be a filmmaker, whether it's being a writer or a director. Of course, being a director also involves that as a writer, you are handling your characters on the page. As a director, you are handling characters on a set. So you need to handle around 100-200 creative egos, all sensible, all maybe having a voice. And it's important to keep your eye on the vision that you have as a storyteller, and to be able to deliver that, to be able to get everyone on board with that vision. There can be many debates, there can be many discussions, but I think this is having a voice and to be able to carry that voice through till the end.
Thank you. Wow, that was a wonderful session, and just to hear about the backdrop of each of your stories behind these amazing films has been amazing. So thank you for that amazing insight. We all are so happy to hear it. So once again, thank you so much. So thank you so much, everyone. This brings us to an end of our first day of the largest gathering of content creators, the Content Hub 2020. I hope all our delegates and speakers had a great time today. We will see you tomorrow for day 2 of the Content Hub 2020. If you find the sessions interesting, we would like you to post it on social media, and don't forget to tag IndianTelevision.com on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram and Facebook, and tag us using the hashtag #TheContentHub2020. IndianTelevision.com, the Content Hub 2020 is co-powered by The Tipping Point and Z5, our industry support partners, Lionsgate India and MediaKind, support partners, Contalo Pictures, Neela Films Productions, Nepa, Pocket Aces and TikTok. The lunch today was hosted by Reliance Entertainment, media partner, print media partner is Free Press Journal, radio partner Red FM 93.5. Cinema advertising partner, Kushi Ambient Media Solutions. Online ticketing partner, Mera Events. Community partners, Screenwriters Association, Indian Film and TV Producers Council, Pocket Films, the Advertising Club. Education partner, Whistling Woods International. Media partners, Film Companion, Telechakra.com, radioandmusic.com and animationexpress.com. The event is produced and executed by ITV 2.0 Productions. So thank you everybody. Thank you for being an amazing audience. It's been awesome to be here with each and every one of you. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful day. God bless and stay happy.
I think Christine's a great host. She's been fantastic as a master of ceremonies today, or miss of ceremonies, whatever you can call it. I think she did a phenomenal job by stitching together everything, the entire conference today. We had so many sessions and we had so many luminaries from the world of content creation, whether it was film, television, OTT, or whether it was short form content, and she really kept everyone engaged, and she kept the mood going. She appreciated everybody, and she did a fabulous job. I didn't know her before this platform that was Content Hub that we set up. Hats off to Christine for being a part of our family and of our team at the Content Hub, IndianTelevision.com. Thank you.
Christine's emceeing was one of the key things in this event. She kind of kept the event flow going, made sure that the moderator was equipped and on point. I think it was quite important that a person like her was conducting this whole thing.
Yeah, true. I think it's important that the MC has their wits about them and are constantly sort of guiding the audience as well as the panelists in the right direction, and without being too sort of strict or without being too liberal as well. So I think you kept us on our toes and had us entertained, and did it all very well with a perfect smile and a perfect voice. So well done.
So Christine's being an MC was superb. She's energetic, vivacious, and great to be around.
Thank you, and I love your film.
Thank you so
You
much.
are amazing, and I'm telling you, the audience is loving it. So keep up, keep making amazing films and making us smile, because as much as you love making films, we love watching your films.
Thank you so much, Christine.
All right, see you.
See you, bye. industry.
Hi! So Christine's a lovely anchor. She just anchored the whole show so lovingly and so enthusiastically. It was a smooth ride and I enjoyed being here. Thank you so much.
And we're looking for more of your films.
Definitely.
Christine, I loved you so much. The way you anchored the whole day, you maintained your energy so warm and so positive, and kept the everything very motivated, and responded to each and every panelist out there. It was really nice, and the fact that you kept everything going so smoothly. That was wonderful. I think you make a wonderful host.
Hi, this is Priyanka Pawar. I work with the IndieTelevision.com group. I work in the events team, and today I work with Christy for our event, the Content Hub 2020. So my experience with Christine was fabulous. I have worked with many MCs, I have worked on many events, and what one particular thing I liked about her was her presence of mind. Her experience showed in her work. Her work was speaking for herself. She was able to fill the gaps. She was fabulous where it came to connect the dots. And I think it only comes with experience and her own personality, where I could see that she was able to connect with the audience. The audience definitely loved her. Plus, she was able to do things which was not even mentioned in the script, which was very much required for any event. So I would like to thank Christy. I would like to tell her that I definitely heard you. You are fabulous. You're amazing, and I would want to work with you again. Thank you.
You really took the show away from everybody. I mean, there were so many directors, producers, so many celebrities, but you really could. I mean, you did the wonders to the show. You spoke so well. You were so much in control of your speech in Hindi-English mix, and we were so flabbergasted. We were all sticking to our seats just because of that. And now, please, I must end before that people start thinking that you have bribed me.
So, Harish Shah, screenwriter of Dawn 2, author of about 7 novels we have been published. And Christine was amazing today. I was completely mesmerized, and she was so prompt with the guest, especially after the session. She exactly knew what to talk about and take it forward. I'm going to come here again and see her on the stage. Thank you, Christine.
Hello, Christine. It was a pleasure meeting you at the Content Hub. And yes, must appreciate the way you carried the show. It was par excellence. And best of luck for your future projects.
Hello everybody. Just now we are at that television.com masterclass and summit, and such a lively program is going on, and the best part about it is that the anchor, Miss Christine, like she's a live wire. The way she's talking and entertaining the audience, I've never experienced it before, and really hats off to her for this memorable and splendid event, and all the best to her, and we are really enjoying as an audience. Thank you, and thanks a lot.
Hi Christine, it's really nice to have you presenting the Content Hub for us, and the complete event is very much energetic, and thank you very much for hosting us.
Yeah, hi, my name is Ashish Gulati. I'm at the Content Hub, and Christine is an excellent anchor. I'm telling you, best of luck, Christine. Have a great day ahead.
I am Vaibhav from Zen Multimedia Productions, और आज हम लोग 4 मार्च को द कंटेंट हब में इकट्ठे हुए हैं, और मिस क्रिस्टीन ने जो प्रेजेंटेशन दिया वो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, एंड आई विश ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर फ्यूचर. थैंक यू.
Hey everyone, this is Christine Zedek, and I have just had an amazing day at this amazing event called the Content Hub. Oh my goodness, what a panel of speakers we had, from writers, directors, people from TikTok, YouTube, oh my gosh, Viacom, Shamaru, name it. I mean, there's a long list. But just even though I was being an MC, anchoring, presenting out here, just to sit and listen to all these amazing people and personalities speak and share their valuable knowledge, I was so blown. I was just so blown about the trends, content, technology, how things are just moving ahead with audiences, different platforms. Fabulous. So I've had a fantastic time. Oh, look at the light. I've had a fantastic experience, and I've had great feedback as well, and that felt so encouraging. But to interact with some of these amazing personalities was just so awesome, because it gave me a different insight to the industry that we're in and how fast moving it is. So that's it. I just wanted to share a little bit about that. But it was amazing to just be able to be a part of this event. And it was a long day. It started around 9:30 and it's almost 7 in the evening now. So it was a long day of just talks, presentations, discussions, and a lot of interactions. So yes, they even touched upon podcasting, voicing, all of that. So it's everything that I love. In fact, being an actor, being an MC, being a voicing artist, everything that they were talking to, I was like, wow, amazing information. So yes, I just feel so blessed to do what I do and to be part of something as awesome as this event was. And I just hope that I get to do many more like this. But apart from that, just the knowledge that you get when you hear established personalities speak, all these directors and producers, it was like, wow, the stories that they shared about what went on behind the making of certain films, that I felt was fascinating. So yay. Time for me to leave. It's been a lovely day. It's already the end. I'm so super tired, but I gotta go. I just thought I'll take a quick video about this amazing event. So thank you everybody for always listening in and all your encouraging words. I'll see you on the other side. Smile, sparkle, shine. Bye.